Yes, it's yet another beautiful opportunity for us to make right the wrongs of our life. Welcome to Blackpot, aka Kukushu Nimu. Today is the 26th day of May, and gradually we are bringing the month of May to an end. Yesterday, 25th, was the African Union Day. And for those of us who are Pan-African in orientation and in our belief, we don't take anything that has to do with Africa. And for the matter of fact, the unity of Africa for granted. So today on the show, we'll be talking about African unity and how far we've come as a continent. And again, we're also looking at another very important issue that has been dominating the news reels. That is the banter between two serious senior legal luminaries. You know, the Venerable Sory-Dame and the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Sory-Dame. We'll also be looking at another very, very critical issue, the international TIF matter. So just stick and stay for all the facts, all the figures, and all the commentaries. This is the Blackpot. My name is Lord ASOREBA Thunder. I want to say a very big thank you to TapTapSend for holding us down as usual. TapTapSend is the surest way to send money from any part of the world to your loved ones wherever they may find themselves. So if you need to send money to anybody from Australia, if you're in Canada, if you're in Italy, if you're in any part of Europe, Asia, name it, the best and the convenient way to send money is via TapTapSend. TapTapSend. Simply because the charges or the rate of TapTapSend is very, 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 very moderate, very, very affordable. And also, TapTapSend gives you the convenience and the peace of mind that comes with sending money with the via the channel you can really trust. So make sure you use the promo code BlackRasta, BLKKRASTA. BlackRasta is the promo code. This is TapTapSend. Welcome to the Blackpot, aka Kukushu Nimu. My name, Lord ASOREBA Thunder. We move into our first story. The Sory-Dame drama. The Sory-Dame drama. Sory is a very great personality when it comes to issues of law and justice in our dear country, Ghana here. And he is an astute lawyer. He's won very, very, very crucial cases. And if you want to mention top lawyers in Ghana, you are likely to mention the name of Thaddeus Sory. He's a very good friend of ours. And currently, he is in the news because of the petition that has been brought against the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, seeking her removal. That is the Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Araba Tokuno. Yes, she is facing the committee that has been constituted by the president. and currently she's on suspension. And this is the first time in the history of our country that a Supreme Court justice, or let's say the Chief Justice, has been suspended by a president. So this is a very interesting situation that all seem to be very, very interested in, because we need to set precedents, and we need to also make sure that we solidify, our democratic experiment. Now, Madam Gertrude has a lawyer, and the person representing her in this trial is Mr. Sory-Dame, a very young man, and one of the youngest attorney generals we've had as a country. He was deputy and he became the attorney general eventually. And he is known to be a very serious litigant. He likes going to court. And a lot of people feel like, yes, he is there when it comes to issues of law and litigation in Ghana. So he served as the Attorney General and Minister of Justice under the Eswad and Nado Dankwa Akufo-Addo led MPP government. He is the lawyer for the Chief Justice. And he being the lawyer for the Chief Justice has generated a lot of arguments. Some people feel it wasn't necessary for the former AG to have, decided to represent the Chief Justice. But he has come out to say that no, he has always, from the one that he became the Attorney General, has always been someone who is always protecting and safeguarding the judiciary. He has always been at the fore when it comes to protecting the judiciary from unnecessary influence and external attacks. So for him, it is part of what he has been doing. That is why he is bold and feels he has done nothing wrong representing the suspended Chief Justice. And there has been accusations and counter-accusations from both parties. That is from the camp of the suspended Chief Justice and the camp of the petitioners who want the Chief Justice removed. And Mr. Thaddeus Sory is a counsel to one of the petitioners. We've seen on social media banter between these two top lawyers in our country. And some are worried, but some also find it very, very interesting. And for us at Black Empire Media, we are also equally interested in ensuring that the reputations of these two gentlemen are not dented by what is going on. We are on the side of the truth, and we are on the side of Mother Ghana. So anything that will undermine the forward movement of our country, we will definitely kick against. But this one is an interesting one. So let's go into the story and see what is happening between these two gentlemen. Clash of legal titans inside Dame and Sory's war of words over judicial conduct. A heated public dispute between former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Sory-Dame, and private legal practitioner Thaddeus Sory has captivated Ghana, unfolding across social media and traditional media platforms. The feud, rooted in the contentious process to remove Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo, has escalated into a war of words marked by accusations of unethical conduct, political bias, and personal jabs. The term incongruous, first used by Dame to describe the Supreme Court dismissal of an earlier petition he led on the matter, has become a recurring motif in the banter, with both lawyers wielding it to question each other's credibility. This clash, seen by some as a battle of legal brilliance and by the parties as an attempt to address obsessive vendetta, has become the center of public discussion. The removal process of Justice Torkornoo. The dispute stems from the suspension of Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo In April 2025, following 3 petitions filed with President John Mahama alleging misconduct and incompetence, the petitions, including one by Daniel Ofori, prompted the president to consult the Council of State and initiate an investigation on Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution. THUNDERH Sory President Ofori, while Sory-Dame, now in private practice after serving as Attorney General under the new Patriotic Party administration, represent Tokono. The term in Congress first emerged in the contest with Dame in March 2025, described the decision by the acting Chief Justice, Paul Bafuboni, to sit on a case he led against the suspension of the Chief Justice as such. All right. We'll come back to the story, but let me, for the sake of time, speak to the matter. Now, THUNDERH Sory is accusing Sory-Dame of being unethical. And in one of the posts, Mr. Sory mentioned that. Okay, so let me. This is a legal issue, so let me choose the words carefully. Inferred. Okay, so we could infer from that statement that Mr. Dame was able to win cases in court when he became the Attorney General. And Sory-Dame did not take it lightly. And he also replied, saying that he has even won a case. He and THUNDERH Sory have met in court on only one occasion. And on that occasion, Sory-Dame, won the case. So, if THUNDERH Sory is accusing him of winning cases because he became the Attorney General, then THUNDERH Sory is only showing vindictiveness. It's only showing that THUNDERH Sory is jealous of him, Sory-Dame. Now, Mr. Dame has a question tag on his credibility, not just from THUNDERH Sory. There is a good number of Ghanaians who also feel and think the same of him. There was this case involving the former minority leader who is now the finance minister, Honorable Atufose, and other 2 people, including Richard Dapa. And in the course of that case, it came out that Sory-Dame unethically decided to use some unconventional or unacceptable ways to win the case against the then minority leader. And according to Richard Dapa, the then Attorney General, Sory-Dame, invited him and met him in the house of one of the justices of the Supreme Court who were sitting on the matter. And according to Richard Dapa, the Attorney General Sory-Dame promised him that if he, Dapa, will support him, Attorney General, to jail Atufose, he will let him go scot-free. And this was what Dapa told the court in the course of the trial, ambulance trial. And this raised a lot of eyebrows. People began to question and even some petition the General Legal Counsel to look into the matter and offer the right punishment in the case where they find the former Attorney General, to be in contravention or to have violated the laws and the ethics of the legal practice. So now, others are also saying that Sory-Dame decided to be the counsel or the attorney for Chief Justice Tokuno in order to clear that bad image he got during the case of the ambulance trial. Now, these two men are fine gentlemen, and they need not to dirty their clothing, okay? They don't need to dirty themselves in the muddy waters. At the end of the day, we want justice to prevail. So, we simply want to urge them to stop the drama, to stop the tantrums, to stop the trading of insults and insinuations and innuendos, and rather focus on the substantive matter before us. So, Mr. Sory, please, I'll urge you to desist from this, street fight and focus on winning the case for your client. And in that same vein, Mr. Sory-Dame, please, if not for anything at all, try as much as possible to also desist from further, engaging in those banter and focus on serving the interest of your client. We are not so much interested in those, street fights. Our interest as a country is to see to it that the justice that is needed is served to each and every one who comes to court. Justice and equity demands that you come with clean hands. So I will not dwell much on this matter. This is just a simple appeal. We want the drama to end. So let's move on and, face the case at hand. And we are entreating the justices of the court. So I think some few days ago, a certain Kumi made a serious accusation against Mr. Sory and some two justices who are sitting on the case, the Chief Justice petition, that they met Sory, the justices met Sory at a certain restaurant, and they came together to agree on how they would trace the case in favor of the petitioners. However, the question is, why would they go to such a place to even go and do that? And Sory, this is one of the reasons why Sory is fighting Dame. He thinks that it is Sory-Dame who is behind the false accusation by a certain Kumi who was picked up by the national security to come and substantiate that fact, that allegation. But as we all know, nothing better has been provided to substantiate that allegation, and he is also now facing the law. So we end it here, and we will go on for a short break. When we come back, it's going to be more fire. Stay tuned.
Blackpot, Coco chora, Blackpot, Coco chora,
Welcome back. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushiunum. Here we speak truth to power and we speak it unapologetically. On to our second story for the day. Embassy's IT officer turns international thief. So IT officer turns international thief. Yes. I remember those days in secondary school, we used to use this book called Nafale. That book had the echo behind it. We used to call it Echo Tebrofo. It was one of the books that we used to study in order to pass English. And it was on one occasion that I came across that word that the two lawyers were using to fight them Congress. When we mentioned them Congress, my crew were like, hey, Brofu Beni. The same thing happened. The first day I met in Congress, I said, hey, this English is big, oh. So let me go and look it up in the dictionary. And no, it wasn't in Congress. So I met absurd, A-B-S-U-R-D, absurd. And I said, this is the first time I'm hearing this word. I'm seeing it, absurd. So I went into the dictionary, and the dictionary meaning was incongruous. I said, even absurd, I couldn't understand. How much more incongruous? So we don't want any absurdity as we pursue justice. Embassy's IT officer turns international thief. There's this song by Fela Kuti, ITT, International Thief. It's one of my favorite songs by Fela Kuti. And let's go into the embassy and see if we'll be given a visa or it's a visa-free entry. Let's enter and see. Ghana Web, embassy scandal. How staff diverted visa and passport fees into private accounts in Washington, D.C. A local staff at the Ghanaian embassy in Washington, D.C., identified as Fred Kwarteng, has been dismissed with immediate effect by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, for engaging in alleged corrupt practices. Fred Kwarteng, a local staff recruited in 2017 to work at the embassy, is reported by the minister to have illegally diverted visa and passport applicants into his privately owned company called Ghana Travel Consultants. According to Ablakwa, Kwarteng, upon interrogation, admitted to using his private company to charge extra fees for multiple services without the knowledge of the Foreign Affairs Ministry, and additionally kept the entire revenue generated in his private account. See, it's so sad that the moment a person gets a job, the next thing that comes to mind is to amass wealth. It's serious. And we've been told on a number of occasions that, as for Ghanaians, when they are in Ghana, they don't obey the laws. When they are in Ghana, they don't obey the laws. But when they travel outside Ghana, they obey the laws there. Well, it's like when they go outside the country, they become good people. How true is this? So it is expected that if Ghanaians are corrupt when they are working in Ghana, when they go outside Ghana, where corruption is at the minimal, point, they will not engage in corrupt practices. But here we are. A Ghanaian diplomat, someone working with the embassy as IT officer, decided to turn himself into an international thief. Instead of information technologist, he decided to be an international thief. And the monies that were supposed to come to the country Ghana, he decided to divert them into his account. And the sad thing is that he was charging like 3 times or 4 times the normal charge. That is what this guy did. And thanks to the vigil, the vigilante, the vigilance of Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. You know, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the son of man, as some of us call him, is someone who is an investigator more than investigators that we know. Talk of the number of things he has unraveled, the number of corrupt issues that he has uncovered in Ghana here. So when it comes to Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa and, you know, these kind of fishing out the ills, he's someone you can trust. The National Cathedral, name them. Ablakwa will tell you, according to the document I have intercepted, he intercepts document more than anybody. And he's bent on redeeming the image of Ghana and putting Ghana on the deserving pedestal. And I'm glad that he has been able to fish out that gentleman. So if you check the time that the guy was employed, 2017, it means he was employed under the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And a simple question that we'll ask is that, so if, okay, you have the ambassador, you have the auditors, you have the secretaries, you have the security attaches, you have the IT people, you have a number of people working in the embassy at Washington, D.C., right? How come they sat aloof for this evil to persist for over 4 solid years? Does it mean that they are accomplices? Because you cannot do this alone. You cannot do this alone. You need to have, you know, a cartel. You need to have collaborators in order to do this and do it for that long period, for about 5 years. And if you do such a thing, you are not only stealing from the country, you are also painting a bad image of the country to those Ghanaians who come to the embassy to apply for passports. A Ghanaian who is living abroad and his passport has expired and needs to renew the passport will come for the renewal, and you overcharge the person 3 times, 4 times. How would the person feel? Now that it has come out that you overcharged them and you diverted the money into your personal account, how would they feel? That the Ghanaian embassy over there has cheated them? They decide to take the embassy on? Please, I want this squatting guy to face the full rigors of the law. And it shouldn't be him alone. All the accomplices, all those who were supposed to do their job and they didn't do due diligence, should be sanctioned accordingly. So, Honorable Ablakwa, don't just leave it there. You have dismissed the guy, good. But he must be arrested and he must be arraigned before the court. Bring him down to Ghana and let's deal with him accordingly. And make sure that every penny, every pesewa, every cedi that he has stolen be retrieved with interest. And on top of it, he must be jailed if indeed he is guilty as charged. You cannot take the country for granted. At the least instance, you want to mock the country. And these are the guys. You'll be with them in the same family, in the same church, in the same union, maybe your schoolmate. And they are the ones people will be praising. Oh, as for this guy there, he's doing well in life. Oh, as for this guy there, oh, Nanida Ho or Bobra, he's vigilant, he's careful, he's meticulous. Because he is using this IT to steal. And he has money. So people think that he's hardworking than you. Party must be punished. He must be squeezed up and down. We squeeze his neck and we squeeze in between his thighs for him to cough out every single peso that he has stolen from the country. I'm sure that it is not only peculiar to the embassy in Washington. So, Honorable Blakwa, I will urge you to cause a total audit, okay, into the operations of the various embassies and high commissions, the various missions across the world, because we need to protect and defend the good name of Ghana. We need to protect and defend the good name of Ghana. We cannot allow these unscrupulous individuals to drag the reputation, to drag the name of our dear Ghana into disrepute. No, we shouldn't allow that. I'm glad he has been caught. Yeah, he must be punished. And every penny retrieved. Yes, we will not allow this to persist. International thief quarantine. Let's go for our second break. And when we come back, we'll read your messages. Keep them coming. This is Black Empire Media, Black Empire TV on social media platforms, all the platforms, Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Put your comments there. We're going to read them. Your comments are very, very important to us here. We don't just come to sit here and tell you our peace of mind. We want to hear you. Your feedback is very, very important to us. Remember, if you need to send money to friends and loved ones, the best way to send it is tap, send. Very convenient and very, very affordable. Let's go for the break. When we come back, more fire on the Black Pot.
Blackpot, Coco Show, man. Blackpot, Coco Show, man.
Welcome back. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushu Nimu. Here we speak truth to power. Like our page, share the link, share, and keep the comments coming so we read them here. What do you think of the banter, of the drama between lawyer Thunderh Sory and former Attorney General Sory-Dame? What do you think about it? And again, let us know what you think about the international thief in Ghana Embassy at Washington, D.C. The guy be thief rough, according to Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Do you know of any other chief in some embassies? What is your experience? Have you been to any of the Ghanaian embassies or missions abroad? And what was the experience? Share it with us, and we're going to read your comment right here on the show. So let's go into the few messages that we have. The ruler say, OMG, fire, fire everywhere. Zion Genesis, blazing fire, say it loud. Babel, Yonzombel, Wayo! Conscious, Agbamenu Ahosu, good evening, Mr. Tender, blessed love, conscious, more consciousness, mute. Kojo 1-4. We stand with President Ibrahim Traore and Africa. Bless up, brother, bless up. Mohammed Banzia the first. It's a blissful Monday, and Alhamdulillah for everything Allah has blessed us with. Strike with fierce lightning and fire, Mr. Tender. Come here, run the story. Wayo! Signed, MC Scorpion. All right, so keep your comments coming. You read them. You can put them on the YouTube comment section. You can put them TikTok comment section, Facebook comment section, wherever you are watching us live from. Just put your comments there. Let's read them. What do you think of the IT international chief? What do you think of the fight between the two top lawyers, Sory-Dame and Sory-Dame? What do you also think about Africa? Africa, Africa, yeah, Africa, 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 yeah. Africa, a question mark on world map. Africa, a question mark on world map. Yesterday was Africa Union Day. Before it became African Union, it was the Organization of African Unity, OAU. And for over 60 years, several attempts are made yearly, daily, hourly to ensure that Africa becomes united. But why is it that it is even cheaper to fly from Kotoka to London than even to fly from Kotoka to South Africa? Why? Why is it so difficult to trade with another African country than to trade with Europe or Asia? Why? Why is it that it is difficult to live in another African country than to live in Europe, Asia, or America? Why? Why is it that African leaders have no space, have no seat when it comes to where major political decisions are taken globally? Why? Africa. Why? Africa has the youthful population. Africa has a lot of people, labor, human resource, natural resources. But why is it that Africa is underdeveloped? Why is it that Africa always go begging, always go pleading, calling for help from even countries that seem not to have any natural resource? Why? Why Africa? Why? Africa has remained a question mark on the world, a question mark on the world map. As you can see on your screen, an image of Africa map. And if you look at the Africa map, it looks like a question mark. The African map. You see, the Madagascar is that dot that you put under the, the question mark. If you have the question mark sign, you can project it for our viewers. You see, the question mark. So I always say to myself, is it because our map looks like a question mark? That is why there are so many unanswered questions when it comes to Africa, when it comes to the history of Africa, when it comes to the future of Africa. Why? I asked so many questions within these few minutes. Why is Africa underdeveloped? Why is Africa indebted when you have all the natural resources? Why is it difficult to move from one African country to another African country? Why? Why is it that Africa has no say in global politics? Why? It's because of the pre-colonial, the colonial, and post-colonial factors. Yes, and the white man came to Africa, and they realized that Africa had a lot. You see the question mark? It's like African map. It's like the African map. That's the question mark. Yes, the question mark there. So today we are asking you, why is Africa underdeveloped? Put your comment, okay? Put your answer in the comment section. Why is Africa underdeveloped? Why is Africa so rich in terms of natural resources, yet underdeveloped? Come to my country, Ghana, here, and go to any of the mining towns and see how underdeveloped those areas are. Go and check it. Go to where we have the timber. Go to where we grow cocoa, coffee. Go and check how underdeveloped those places are. You have gold, but you owe a lot of money. You go to IMF and beg for loans and they give you top conditions. So now people are asking why Africa is still not united as it's supposed to be. See, those people that had the vision, like Osajefo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the visionary, the one who thought of the United States of Africa, that man was removed just 3 years after the formation of the African Union in a coup d'etat. So there's a saying that you strike the head and you scatter the sheep. You scatter the flock. So they moved Nkrumah out. And African Union has been, tumbling, has been, shaky. It's a pity. Sometimes we hear, African Union is going to have a meeting, it's going to have a conference, it's going to have whatever, a summit, African Union summit. And the African Union summit that is being held in Ethiopia, if you are lucky, sometimes they even go and hold those summits outside Africa, is sponsored by China, is sponsored by European Union. How can European Union sponsor African Union for you, African Union to be stronger? Never. When Africa becomes strong, it will not inure to the benefit of Europe and America, of Asia. That is why they will make sure that you African leaders, you'll be corrupt. And the moment African leaders are corrupt and unpatriotic, nothing better can happen in Africa. And this is the reason why anywhere in Africa that you go, the people are suffering, the masses are suffering. There's a sharp difference between the masses and the political elite, the political class. Someone will just become a politician within the shortest possible time, boom, the person is so rich. And the ordinary African is suffering. So now, if you give an opportunity to Africans to relocate to Europe, to America. I'm telling you, including the president of your country. Now, see, in Ghana here, we have what we call as absentee chiefs. Someone is a chief, a traditional ruler in Ghana, but the person lives in Canada. A whole chief is not even comfortable. A whole chief is not okay to live in his country where he is a chief, where he is a king. The minister is sick. He wants to go to Europe, Canada, London. See, if we are not able to make Africa a better place for Africans, it will be difficult for any African to go to heaven, if there's indeed heaven. We need to reorient ourselves, and we need to hold our leaders accountable. Africa unity is not a work of paper or a word of mouth. Africa unity must be practicalized. But here is the thing. After the scramble and the petitioning of Africa, okay, but sometimes we are quick to say that hadn't not been the Europeans that came to petition Africa. Africa was like a one continent, and the people, it wasn't true like that. Before the Europeans came, Ashantis were fighting other tribes. Before the Europeans came, empires in Africa were fighting among themselves. But the fact is, we've come to a point whereby we've come to realize that we are one people. So why are we still living and working in the blueprint that was made by the Westerners? Those who came and raided our farms, our villages, and took people into slavery. Why? Now, this is what Bob Marley said and what Lucky Dube said. So according to Bob Marley, in his song, the Redemption Song, he said, "How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Ooh, some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing this song of freedom?" But listen, that was what Bob Marley said, though. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? And the Lucky Dube came. Bob Marley said, how long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? But little did he know that eventually the enemy will stand aside and look. Why, brothers, kill our own brothers? You see, now the enemy has stood aside and is watching us killing our own brothers. That is why there is xenophobic attack. That is why an African cannot live in another African country peacefully. That is why now Africans, we are ourselves killing our leaders. The correct leader will come and we will rise against our leader because of what Dr. Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah also said. Neo-colonialism. Neo-colonialism. Now, Donald Trump has decided to drive non-Americans out of his country. And we sit in Africa and we want to cry. Hey, go to your own country. Not that you don't have a country that you come from. You have a country you come from. Go back to your country, you are crying. Why? Because your country is not a place you will love to live. And who made this so? The leaders and we, the followers. So it's about time we change our paradigm. We shifted it. Reorientation. We need patriotic Africans to build Africa It is never too late for Africa to indeed unite. It is never too late to pull down all those trade barriers, the barriers of trade, the technical ones. Let's deal with the technical barriers of trade. And then we'll come to the physical, the territorial barriers, the boundaries, the artificial boundaries. If we are not able to achieve this, no African will go to heaven. Because everything, you are told that in heaven, you walk on gold and you believe it. In Africa here, where would you find gold? In Ghana, where won't you find gold? You are already working on gold, but you are poor. And that day you render account. I put you on the African continent, on the African soil, but yet you were not able to feed the people. You went around begging for rice, plastic rice, eating all the way from Brazil. Oh, come on. Africa, arise. The time is now. If we are not able to do it now, some of us, we will die. And the future generation will come, exhume our corpses, and beat us for making Africa poor and inferior to the West. Africa, unite. Africa, stand up. Rise! You are the giant. Rise and take your rightful place. We put it down. We have some messages. Put your comment there. Why is Africa not developed? Why is Africa still begging for peanuts, for crumbs? Apostle Kwame Edu, the big brother. Great show from the great team. Keep it up, brother. Ghana is shining and Africa is rising. We need to. Africa must rise. Why is Africa not developed? Why is Africa still at where we are? Put your comments there. We would love to read them. We will reply to them. This is Black Empire Media, and this is where we draw down the curtain on today's edition of the Black Pot, aka Kukushu. God willing, tomorrow will come your way with yet another edition. Let's get engaging. Let's get interactive. Follow us on all social media platforms, Black Empire Media. For all enquiries, you can contact us on 02444 99461. 02444 99461. Africa must rise. My name is Lord ASOREBA Thunder. Thank you, Cap Tapsen, for always helping us to bring this show to our audiences.